3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Pick and Roll podcast.
Got a little different setup this time.
We got a microphone.
See if this helps with the audio. It's been a complaint.
Yeah.
The visual will look a little different too. But I'm ready to start talking basketball. It's been a long time.
It's been a while.
Today we're not going to do anything special. We're just going to talk what's going on. Where do you want to start? You know what?
Let's start current. James Harden.
That dude.
Been a monster.
I mean, no one in the entire world can guard James Harden at this moment.
No, they can't.
And
highest over-under of any player ever since the NBA-ABA merger.
The longest streak of 30-plus games.
Since the NBA-ABA merger.
And the last one to do it?
Well,
no. Since the NBA-ABA merger. Who
Kobe?
was it? Yeah, Kobe was 16.
Yeah.
I believe Harden now has 20?
Yeah.
20 or 21.
20.
I mean, is he in conversation to be the best offensive player ever?
I would put him in conversation.
Who would you have right now?
Like current?
Who's your top 5 offensive players ever?
Right now or current? Or like
ever. And that I'm not just talking. They can't be one dimensional. They can't just be post players. You got to be able to hit threes. You got to be able to attack. You got to go off the dribble mid range.
MJ's gonna be in there, obviously. One of the greatest of all time.
Kobe,
Kevin
LeBron,
Durant.
I don't know about LeBron. He's not the best shooter.
Not the best shooter, but
and
he's not.
He's more of an all-around player. He's not a scorer.
Yeah.
KD. The names coming to mind: KD, Kobe,
James Harden.
Gotta
be in there.
I mean,
a monster.
Is James Harden's career better than Dwayne Wade's? Maybe not career. Is James Harden a better player than Dwayne Wade was?
That's tough. I would say yeah.
I would say yes, but their achievements, obviously.
Achievements or not.
But Dwayne Wade has had more help. He's had Shaq, he's had LeBron, he's had Chris Bosh to get him those rings.
Yeah.
But the first ring that Wade got, Shaq was helping, but it was Wade's team.
Wade's team.
He was carrying the load.
Wade's team.
Then the next time, it was more LeBron's team, even though Wade was a very big part of it.
Yeah.
And Harden still doesn't have that ring, and he doesn't have the help to right now. Chris Paul's out, and even if he was in, he'd help, but he's not the same Chris Paul.
He's not James Harden.
And he's not the same Chris Paul as he was on the LA Clippers and the New Orleans Hornets. I'm interested to see, I can't even imagine, I know he played for the Thunder, but I can't imagine him in a different uniform anymore.
I can't either.
And he's got a lot of years left in Houston.
He's like a franchise Rocket. When you think Rockets, you think him, Hakeem Olajuwon,
and
T-Mac. But T-Mac played for a lot of teams. Yao Ming is another one. But he's like a franchise Rocket.
Yeah. He'll be in
like
the
you don't think Thunder when you think James Harden. Some people didn't even know he played for the Thunder.
Well, yeah, they're casual NBA fans.
If you're young enough, or you're casual.
Yeah, if I'm an NBA shooting guard or point guard right now, and I see the Houston Rockets on my schedule,
you're like, 40 points.
You're gonna fake an injury. I mean, you don't want to. You don't want to be
ankles.
Or you step up to the plate and you be the one that holds them under 30, and you're praised. Javon Carter. For the Grizzlies, he had the matchup of James Harden. You know, Javon Carter is Pierre's cousin.
Really?
Do you know who Javon Carter is, first of all? Have you heard the name?
Didn't he go to West Virginia?
Yes, and he's a great defender. He's Pierre's cousin.
I didn't know that.
And somebody tweeted, Javon's got a tough assignment tonight. And Pierre tweeted back, James Harden is a tough assignment for anyone on the earth except for Jesus. And then apparently someone replied to that. Jesus couldn't even guard him. Yeah, it's just, and it's even harder. A lot of people give him crap because he gets the calls and he gets to the free throw line.
But you have to be good enough because the rest know he's doing it. But he fixes it good enough that the rest have to call it. You know.
And he's now. Even if it's clearly not a foul, they give him the benefit of the doubt because he's proved himself as a guy that should get those calls. I think it is a little over excessive. Did you see the Lakers, how they play defense on him? Mm-hmm. They put their hands behind their back because if you play defense like normal, like you're right here, you're on him.
Yeah.
If you even just not even reach.
He's gonna jump into
if
it.
you just have it right here, he just right into your arm.
Right in the arm.
It's a foul every time, and it's impossible to guard. So they have to play with their hands behind their back. He's gonna drive him by right every time.
That's true.
And you add in the fact that Clint Capella is arguably the best pick and roller in the pick and roll center in the
pick and roll
NBA.
center.
It's impossible to stop. And then their offense is so unique because it eliminates an entire part. What part do they eliminate?
They eliminate like the mid range.
Yeah,
They don't use
they
it.
don't shoot mid range. In a preseason game, Carmelo Anthony, that's all he does. He's a mid range guy.
Mid range
He has
guy,
three-
which
he
is
has
why
threes.
didn't fit the Rockets.
He hits threes, but he's more of a mid range guy. That's slightly
doesn't fit the Rockets.
He shot a 2-pointer from the mid range in preseason. Looks to the bench and says, "My bad." And he made it.
That's funny.
They eliminate, and that's why I think they'll never. Now we're on the Rockets, more on.
The Rockets
less on
as a
James
team.
Harden. They'll never win a championship playing like
Because
this.
of that.
You can't eliminate an entire part of a basketball game and expect to win championships.
Win a championship, yeah.
You saw it in the Game 7 against the Warriors last year.
Mm-hmm.
All they did was shoot threes. They missed 27 straight threes. At some point, you got to be like, okay, we got to get some better looks.
Gotta get some mid range.
No.
They don't go mid range.
They go threes, and everyone's missing. They lose the game.
They go either threes or layups or dunks.
Yeah.
Not gonna work.
Statistically, analytically, that's the move right now.
Yeah.
But you cannot just
Can't
completely
base it off statistics.
Curry, he's a great mid-range player.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant, great mid-range player. Klay
Yeah.
Thompson's developed into a mid-range player.
Yeah.
They're successful. I mean,
They're known as 3-point shooters,
Raptors,
but they can hit a mid range.
Raptors, they're having a great year.
Raptors.
Kawhi Leonard is a great mid-range player.
Spurs.
Spurs, they play basketball.
They play some mid-range
They play
game.
everything.
They play in the mid range, especially DeRozan. DeRozan's a mid range
Yeah.
kind of guy.
Yeah. He's not a three-point shooter.
No, mid range.
The Rockets are starting to have success now because James Harden has completely just put them on their back.
He's taking them over.
And they're still not winning at an incredible rate.
Yeah.
Like, if frickin' this would be obvious, but if Curry was dropping 40 a game, they're not gonna lose. They're not gonna lose.
Because they have the supporting cast.
Say, let's see, Kawhi's dropping 49. They're not gonna
They're
lose.
not
Giannis 49, not gonna
Not-
lose. Nuggets,
James
anybody on
Harden.
the Nuggets, Jokic or Murray, 40. Westbrook 40. Paul George 40. They don't lose.
Yeah.
Because their supporting cast is too good. But then you look at the Rockets.
Who are they going to have?
They have some guy named
PJ Tucker?
Gary Clark getting minutes. I've never heard of
I
him.
don't know who Gary Clark is.
I don't like watching them. It's just, but I do though, because it's so interesting that they don't.
Yeah.
I
They don't
know.
use them
They're
mid-range.
very weird. Let's talk about something different. What else you want to talk about?
Who's your MVP besides Harden?
Giannis. That's an obvious answer. They're the one too.
Mm-hmm. Bucks. Actual contender?
Yeah. I mean, they've been steady all year, which proves to me they're a contender because they haven't really had any big losing streaks, and they've gone. It feels like every time I check the standings, you know how it says last 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's every time they're either 8-2 or 7-3.
The East are a top 5 heavy team.
I mean, they're
There's five that
they're
can
starting
win.
to fade.
There's 5 that can win, I think.
We got the Raptors,
Celtics,
Bucks,
Raptors,
Celtics have been shaky this year, and then there's locker room issues in Boston.
Oh, well, yeah. But they're still in the running for
I know they are.
contending because their team's just stacked. But it doesn't look stacked because they don't have the chemistry right now.
Yeah.
You see Marcus Smart last night? Or a couple nights ago? Got ejected. Him and DeAndre Bembry were getting at it.
Really?
Yeah, he got thrown out of the game. And he thought he was going to attack the ref.
So I'm gonna name the Eastern Conference teams. Tell me if they're a pretender or a contender.
Okay.
Milwaukee Bucks. I already said that.
Contender.
Contender. Toronto Raptors.
Contender.
Boston
If you have Kawhi on your
Celtics.
team, you're a contend. Boston? Contender.
I agree with you for the sole reason
The roster.
it just makes sense because there's no way. I mean, I know that the NBA is different each night, but a Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward-less Celtics team last year got to the Eastern Conference Finals, pushed LeBron to 7 games.
Yeah.
Now you add Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving, it only makes sense that they're going to be better, but they haven't been.
Yeah.
So I feel like at any time
I think
now
it's a
they're going to
chemistry
break
thing.
through their shell. I think it is too, but I think they're about to break out of their shell and just go on some huge winning
I think-
streak. All of a sudden they're second or third in the East and people
Yeah.
believe in
I
them.
think the Celtics are a streaky team.
Not yet.
Because a couple, 2 or 3 weeks ago, they were going on a tear. They weren't losing.
Yeah.
Because I remember you have them in the Pick'em League, and they
Yeah.
just wouldn't lose for you.
I haven't even thought about that in about a month.
I have.
We should check that tonight.
We should check that tonight.
76ers.
Contender.
I disagree.
You don't think so?
They're kind of like the Rockets in a sense that their offense doesn't make sense.
They have their upcoming schedule is one of the toughest in the league.
I know.
This is where we're gonna know they're a contender or pretender, because they have some adversity to face. They
When
get
does
some
that tough
hard
schedule
teams.
start? I think it's
I
already
think it
started.
starts now.
I know it does, but has it already
Nuggets
started?
twice, Raptors twice. I
Bucks
think
are in there.
Bucks are there.
Lakers,
Celtics
Warriors
are there.
in
Lakers,
twice.
Warriors, Rockets.
Oh, we got a ball game. It's 17-14. 10 minutes to go in the fourth.
Ooh, Patrick
Go
Mahomes.
Pats. I hate the Chiefs.
I don't like either of them, but I'd rather have the Chiefs.
I don't like either of them. I don't like the Patriots.
I'd rather have the Chiefs.
Let's go. NBA. I want to read this. I'm at 6% and my phone freaking dies. You gotta be kidding me.
Ooh, my phone is almost dead.
I guess
I can look
just-
up their schedule.
Just do Siri. 76ers schedule.
76ers schedule.
Oh, it's on again. Okay, here we go.
Spurs.
They got the
Nuggets.
Rockets next. No, they have the Rockets next.
Oh wait.
Look, scroll up.
Oh, Rockets.
Rockets tomorrow on TNT.
Tomorrow.
I'm watching that.
Spurs.
At the
Nuggets.
Nuggets, at the Lakers, at the Warriors, at the
And
Kings.
Kings.
That's no slack.
Raptors.
Nuggets again, Lakers again, Celtics,
Knicks is a bye.
Heat, Trailblazers,
Trailblazers.
at the Pelicans, at the Thunder, got the Warriors again.
and then
and then it cools off.
And then Rockets 3-8, or March 8th. And then Pacers are not a
They're
team.
good.
Yeah, that you have
Okay,
to.
but here's why I think they're a pretender. Their offense doesn't make sense. You can't. Joel Embiid needs the ball in the post, right?
Yeah,
Even let's eliminate Jimmy Butler before he even left. Ben Simmons can't shoot a three.
of course you can't.
He doesn't shoot a three. I shouldn't say can't. He doesn't shoot a three.
True.
So you can't have him standing out on the 3-point line. He's got to be in the arc.
Yeah, you play back.
While Joel Embiid is posting up.
Mm.
That's too.
Crowds the lane.
Yeah, which I think they managed it because they have that much talent.
Yeah.
Now you got Jimmy Butler who demands the ball.
Yeah.
He's not a facilitator.
Definitely not.
So, and Simmons is a facilitator,
Yeah.
and Jimmy Butler's not. I wouldn't. I guarantee you he's not happy about just spotting up on the 3-point line and let Ben Simmons kick it to him. But I don't know if he'd thrive in that role either. That's kind of like the Melo thing.
yeah.
With the Thunder last year. He's not a catch and shoot dude. He kind of needs the ball too.
Mm-hmm.
And
He's playmaker a bit.
so what the Thunder did last year, this is a positive thing Billy Donovan did. They'd start Carmelo, Paul, and Westbrook, and then they'd take two of them out, keep one of them in,
Yeah.
let them do theirs, get their bag, bring one of them in, take the other out, let that person get their bag, and then finish, and then get the other person in, get their bag, and then finish with all three of them on the court for a half.
Which is smart. It's one of the only good things Billy Donovan has done for our team.
So that's what I think. I think.
Do you think that's what the Sixers should do?
What they've started doing it. What's Brett Brown, their
Ooh,
coach?
Brett Brown.
He started to do that, and I believe they've started to win some games.
I
Let's
think that
look
will.
here.
They lost to my Thunder last night. Or not night, but yesterday.
Yeah, that was a good game.
MVPG 13 came out clutch with that 4-point play. What's your thoughts on Paul George?
Yeah, that was nice. He's been playing great basketball
Been
this
a
year.
bright spot for our team
Let's
this
look.
year.
Sixers.
Playoff P is playing in the regular season this year.
In their last 10... Ooh, they lost to the Hawks a couple days ago.
Yeah, yikes. But we did
yeah,
too,
look at
so-
this. So starting in 2019, they are
2019.
1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 4-1, 4-2, 5-2, 6-2, 7-2, and they lost to be 7-3 last
7-3.
yesterday.
That's not bad.
Going into yesterday, they were 7-2.
That's
and they
good.
arguably were almost 8-2. They lost to the Hawks by 2. Could have been 9-2. That's when Jimmy Butler
They
missed
won.
those free throws.
Oh yeah.
late in the game. He missed those free throws.
So
So they've only
9-1,
had really.
they're turning it around, which is why I think they're a contender.
And if they. But. Yeah. They're a fringe team. It's going to be close. And I think they're a team that thrives off of energy. So if they can get some momentum in the playoffs, if the season ended today, they'd play the Boston Celtics in the first round, and that'd be one epic series.
Didn't they play last? Yeah.
In the semis.
Completely different teams this time. Or not completely.
Not completely, but
Jimmy Butler's
different.
there, and then they got Kyrie and Gordon Hayward, so that's interesting. No, Gordon Hayward's not really a superstar.
He
but
can
three stars, right? Added into the equation. That's a completely different series.
Something happened in the Chiefs-Patriots game.
I'm guessing Patrick Mahomes' little magic.
The Patriots looked like they was 4th and 1 on the KC 25, so maybe they missed a field goal.
Ooh.
Or it got blocked for return.
Spicy.
Oh, look. That's going to drive me crazy. What else do you want to talk about here? Do you want to go Western Conference contender?
Yeah, let's do that.
Obviously, you have the Warriors. They're contenders. Denver
Nuggets, contenders.
You're going dead set?
Contenders.
Maybe this is just a fan in me, but I can't fully believe in them because they've let me down in the past. They're the third youngest. Let me look at this thing.
I like believing in teams that aren't heavily based on one player, because if that one player goes cold, your team's done. The Nuggets are one of those teams that aren't heavily based on one of those players.
But they also don't have one when you need that player. They don't have that guy to take over.
I mean, Jamal Murray could take over.
But he's either hot or cold. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like.
But
it's not like James Harden.
When you have a lot of players that can go off, then you just feed the hot hand that night, and they are your hot hand. So the Heat do that too. They don't have a star. They have a bunch of great role players that can all get it done. Pacers are sort of like that. They have Victor Oladipo, but Thad Young can go off for 29. Miles Turner could go off. I mean, Darren Collison, Tyreek Evans, they can all go off if you want them to. Not really, but what's another team like that? Kings?
No, they're not. You're telling me they're a contender?
No, they're one of those not one player heavy team.
Oh, okay.
Nets are one of those teams. I have more faith in those when they're good.
The Warriors.
The Warriors, obviously, but that's a big.
They're not one
all
player heavy.
good, yeah.
Exactly.
They're all superstars.
Yeah, I know. I would say
they're not all role players like the Heat and
the Rockets.
Nuggets.
Let's think about teams that are player.
Yeah, Rockets are.
Lakers, arguably.
Yeah, Lakers are. Although their core four, as your friend would like to say, have been showing up a little bit. Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo's been walking down people, getting steals. Who else? Timberwolves, I guess, but they have Cat's been doing it. Wiggins isn't really doing it for him. Okay. I'd say it's more of a Cat thing. Derrick Rose.
I'm looking for this tweet. I guess we're not going to find it. But it was. I'm talking about the Nuggets here.
Okay.
If you would have told me, okay, I don't remember what it was, but they're the third youngest team in the NBA. They lead the league in games missed due to injury.
Ooh, that's not good.
There was one other reason where it's just crazy how they're the number one. They're a half game behind the Warriors now, but they're basically the number one seed in the West.
Injury, youth.
And there was one more reason where it's how in the world are they this good?
No, one star. No one taking the last shot.
I mean, I don't think I'm going to find it, but you never know. But this team, I don't fully believe in them because they don't have any experience. The only player on their team with playoff experience is Paul Millsap. And they just don't have a guy that can take over and do it consistently. Jamal Murray can do it.
But not consistently.
James Harden. 3 players on the Warriors can do it. Let's see if there's no way I'm going to find this.
I don't know. I just like having great, all around team and then feeding the hot hand every night. Whether it's Josh Richardson, Hassan Whiteside kind of thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I think they could be successful, because you can't just like guard one person like you guard James Harden, but like James Harden's just gone off, like no one can stop him. But I mean, you could double team James Harden and try to shut him down, which you couldn't do for the Heat or like the Nuggets, because the other players will just go off, you know?
Mm-hmm. Let's go to a different West team. I think the Thunder are contenders.
Contenders. That's good.
What else?
Spurs.
No.
No.
I think they're pretenders for the title. I think they could they could make the Western Conference semis.
Yeah. Utah.
Mm-mm. They don't. They can't.
Rockets.
Nope. Like I said before, what we just went through.
Mid-range. Lakers.
This one's interesting because LeBron's obviously made 8 straight
Playoffs.
and he can't be stopped in the playoffs. That's why.
That's why the Cavs are so
So
successful.
the scary thing is, I told my dad this the other day. As a Nuggets fan, I don't want to play the Rockets in the playoffs. For whatever reason, the Nuggets can't beat them, like whatsoever. They in the regular season, whatever it is, can't beat them because they have no one to guard James Harden. Gary Harris is not a bad defender, but James Harden eats him alive. And they just, I don't know what it is. They can't beat him. In my mind right now, I would rather have the Nuggets play the Warriors or the Lakers than the Rockets in the playoffs. That's crazy. I know.
That's a good claim. I would not.
The
want to play James
Nuggets
Harden in
match up
playoffs.
well with the Warriors. They've beat them so many times these past few years.
I would not want to play James Harden right now.
But the reason I don't think they're contenders is because
The mid-range. They can't.
what we just went through. But like, let's say the playoffs ended up like this somehow, some way. 1 seed Warriors. Let's say the Nuggets drop to 4 or the Thunder drop to 4, one of those two. And then the Rockets are 2 or 3. Let's just say that. I don't care who the rest is. The Warriors win the first round. Nuggets and or Thunder win the second round as a 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Rockets advance to play, let's say, the Spurs in the semis. Warriors Nuggets. If the Nuggets upset the Warriors and the Rockets take care of business in Houston or against San Antonio, Houston's going to the finals.
Yeah.
But if the Warriors beat the Nuggets and they play Houston, Houston's not going to the finals. It's just matchup based, I
Yeah.
think. And I don't know.
The entire playoffs is, I think, this year.
It's going to be crazy.
I like this year because the Warriors aren't.
They're not dead set.
They're not
Gotta
dead
do it.
set. Like last year, everyone just
They
like
might
chopped
now
them
be
up.
they might now be though with
Well, yeah,
Boogie back.
DeMarcus Cousins, great performance.
He had 14 points, but
Off of his injury, I think that's pretty good.
yeah.
On a first game back kind of basis, it's like the same picture every time.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I know Isaiah Thomas is coming back in February. That's a fake headline, by the way. Mike Malone denied that.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's not coming back in February.
He could, but
Isaiah Thomas or Monte Morris?
Monte Morris.
Well, I love Monte Morris. I would always get Monte Morris over Isaiah Thomas. Even though Isaiah Thomas was considered an MVP candidate a couple years ago, I still like Monte Morris. I think he brings a better presence to the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for this tweet.
Been 24 minutes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. See, what's some other teams? Kings.
No.
Contenders? No, not in your eyes.
No. Lakers, we never really answered that. I think they're a contender.
Yeah. Whenever
you
you have
have
LeBron
LeBron on
on
your
your team, you're a contender. Because he just shows up way too much in the playoffs to doubt him.
I have a true false for you.
Okay.
Curry currently leads the league in 3-point percentage. True or false?
False.
True.
True.
Seth Curry currently leads the NBA
Oh
in
my
3-point
gosh.
percentage.
Do you think? Oh, we didn't talk about Trailblazers.
Yeah, they're a pretender.
You think so?
I don't think they're title work. You know what
I mean,
we
they
saw
did-
last
yeah,
year.
they
What we saw last year with
Got
the Pelicans.
swept by the Pelicans.
They have great players, and they're a team that's not star heavy, but it kind of is at the same time.
Because they have Anthony Davis.
No, the Trailblazers.
Oh, yeah.
The Pelicans.
McCollum
I think the
and-
Pelicans are star heavy.
They're 100% star heavy.
The Hornets are a star heavy team.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're just naming them off just like that. But the Trailblazers, I don't think they're one guy heavy,
Yeah.
but they kind of are too at some
They have
points.
Lillard, they have McCollum, they have
Those are the only stars, and
Yeah.
McCollum is borderline star.
borderline all-star.
So I don't know. They're an interesting team. I don't think they can do damage in the playoffs though.
Yeah.
They're a
last
team.
year,
I look
like,
at them and I'm like, that's the team I want my Nuggets to play, or the Spurs.
They were a 3 seed last year and they got swept by them.
But the Western Conference was so tight last year. They were like a 6 seed with a couple days
Yeah,
left,
and then they
the
got
3
in
seed.
3 seed. And
So
then
they were a
Thunder
little.
dropped down
I
to
think they were a little
4.
overhyped going into the playoffs, and they disappointed guys. But
Thunder dropped down to 4 and we played the Jazz at 5 and they were just hot. Their role players just went off on us. Ricky Rubio, Joe Ingles.
anything else you want to say? That's gonna do it, I guess. See you next
See you
time.
next time.